topic up right away because I got some things I have to do. So I got right back on, y'all. I got right back on, and I wanted to talk about deep depression. Some of y'all may not know that there's another reason for your deep depression, and it doesn't always have to do with um, long term trauma. It doesn't always have to do with um, physical problems or health problems. Okay. So I hope we get more people in here. I really wanted to get this video done because I'm about to go in on a few things today. Okay. We'll wait till we get more people in here. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Okay. We'll wait till we get more people in here. I just wanted to get back on and hurry up and get this video up. If you're feeling depression, it's for a much deeper spiritual reason. And some of y'all may not believe this, but I'm telling you, it's true. Okay? Depression can be your spiritual loss. Okay? A loss of some sort of spiritual right or purpose or spiritual robbery. You know, like when somebody works so hard to get their house and car and everything, and then they just see it all go up in smoke. So that deep depression could be that you've had a very strong spiritual robbery. That there is someone that was given your destiny, and it wasn't really their destiny. They was just in your energy so long, and they have become extremely profitable, and they have become even famous, and now you pretty much just switch places with them. If you ever feel you're living the life that you know you shouldn't be living, like you know it through and through, and that deep depression always seems is real strong when that feeling returns. It's because there's somebody probably very famous who's living your destiny. It was an illegal theft of your destiny. The devil or entities were watching you, and they passed it along to that person. I'm telling y'all the complete truth about this, okay? Because I'm currently in a fight taking it back from someone. Okay, y'all gotta understand that entities can use mirrors, TVs, anything in your house. They're watching, they're listening, and they're running successful things that you don't even know that's going to be successful, but they can see all the realities. They're taking it and running it to several people who are stepping into your destiny and robbing you. Some of y'all have been robbed of your destiny by multiple people that you never met before. This is real, y'all. Hi, everybody. And they're sitting up there famous right now. Yeah. For real. Because, let me explain something to you. Your destiny is is cultivated, or nourished by holy spirits that have been assigned to you. But the entities are watching them help you. And when you repeat your plans, or you keep on showing it to the dark mirrors, or to atmosphere that they can enter, then they take it. So when you get the help from the Holy Spirit and then you expose it to them. They take it and they run to somebody who is channeling their energy, channeling their demonic energy. Some famous people don't care where they're getting it from. They don't care who's giving them the stuff. They even know that they're not in alignment with it. But they accept it because they know by them already have made somewhat of a name for themselves that it will still be successful, even though it's not them. I started to feel my deep depression go away, start to gradually go away a little bit more over the last 2 years. This was when I started blocking all mirror matter. I stopped saying my destiny out loud. I stopped talking about it. I even stopped writing it down. I even stopped having people around it. I stopped all of that, and I could feel the depression going away. And it wasn't because, oh, now I had faith in it. It was because I can sense that it wasn't being taken. It wasn't able to be stolen. When you see synchronicity, sometimes it is theft. I know you want to believe that all synchronicities is coming from God. Nope. Some of the synchronicities is showing you that someone robbed you. I didn't want to believe it until I would be like having plans or talk about I started talking about things I was planning to do, and I would be talking about right in front of a TV. Right in front of a TV that wasn't on. And I would be like, yeah, I'm going to get this story or this piece done. And then literally months later, it would be months later when I'm almost done with it, it would say, oh, somebody published this. Somebody came out with a movie inspired by it. And I'm like, and then when I would look at when they wrote the movie, it was after me. It was as if the vibrational version of what I was doing was taken from me. Like that movie, the elevator movie with Marlon Wayans. That idea, original idea, was mine. And I was talking about it to a friend in front of a couple computers that weren't that was on screensaver mode. We was talking about it, and there was cameras in the room. There was cameras watching us because we was at a bank. And he said, I feel like we're being watched. I said, so do I. This was exactly what my coworker said. I said, I keep feeling like somebody's watching us real intensely in here, and it's not other coworkers. It's like an unseen force. He was like, yeah, me too. He said, and it's almost seemed like something's trying to put us in a time loop so we don't know. And I said, that's funny because I have an idea about being stuck in an elevator, living the same day over and over again from the elevator. And he said, what if I was in the, what if you was coming to see me when you got out the elevator? I said, that would be a nice part to add to my my idea, my story. Now, we were talking about this out loud, me and Brian. And I swear, months later, the movie came out on Netflix, and then when I look, it said written and produced, and it was after me. And I said, we literally felt somebody watching us that we couldn't see. We felt the force before I said my idea. So what I'm telling y'all is that I have solid evidence that this is happening. Other people was literally present when we felt like we was being watched and we couldn't put our finger on it, and then we stopped sharing the idea because we felt watched, and then suddenly it was taken. Yeah, exactly. The movie thing happened to me here in my home. My jaw dropped. Yeah, because they watching through the glass. These entities will not stop watching through our laptops. They're using any refractional glass that can bounce. See, the metaphysical world is an image world. When you say things, it turns into an image. And then the image can literally fractal into their world. And then the entities can literally see it. And then if it's an entity that has been assigned to block your generational wealth for many years, maybe they were trying to even block your ancestors and it didn't work, so they're trying during a time when they can use glass, dark matter. Then they just say, okay, we could do it now. You know? Some of y'all might have been depressed. How many of y'all have felt deep depression for almost a decade? And you can, I don't know why. I had money, I had my health. Things were starting to go better for me, but this the deep depression. Because manifestations are often taking 7 to 10 years. So if someone already took an abundant manifestation from you, it might take another 7 to 10 years for you to come up with something just as abundant. So for me, these entities have been taken from me every 7 to 10 years. They've been doing this to me. But I finally figured it out. So they have not been able to take my PDFs. Because I have not left my laptop up. I haven't left it open. I don't speak of it out loud. And I got wood behind me. This is why our ancestors like trees. The entities, they can't pick it. They cannot get through a tree. The sound or the image, it cannot penetrate a tree. See what I'm saying? It can't fracture and bounce off a tree to their dimension. It can't do it. That's why they don't want us to live in wooden homes. They want us to live in marble homes. Marble homes is the devil. Why do you think they stopped making homes out of wood? Everything's marble. So that the dark matter and the famous people, they can use their witchcraft better to take from us. And sometimes we show up in their witchcraft room crystal balls. They ask the demon to show us somebody that might have a certain birthday, that might be a certain zodiac, that might have said did something that might be abundant, and the demon will say, well, this person. And they don't need to know where you're from, because see, the metaphysical world is just one big space. It's not actually like where we think it's like a whole nother country. It doesn't work like that in the metaphysical world. There's really no like long time distance between states and countries in the metaphysical world. Things travel at extra warp speed. So it's whatever that's floating that may be vibrating high. The entities will cast that image to the human being that was willing to pay any price for it. I know this all sounds conspiracy, but I literally have tested this. I would not even believe me if I didn't test this. For example, have you ever was ready to go to a certain career and you go to put in an application and like you know you were supposed to get that job? You know you were. But then the employer say, we just hired somebody. And you say, wait a minute, I thought you said the job was open. And all of a sudden they say there's another candidate, and you say, how, this is weird because I know this is my job. It's because when you were studying around talking about you got a job interview this Friday and all this other stuff, they sent out information to somebody near you or somebody in your city, and that person, they put that they pulled that person to the job ad. So that person illegally rode on your intuition to go after that same job. Hi, Bing. So I'm telling y'all, that deep depression is because you got some sort of force or some sort of entity leeching off your powers and abilities. They got somebody, they didn't gave somebody your assignment from God, and that person is not supposed to have it. Either you might have supposed to be the writer of it or the actor of it, but they gave the assignment to somebody else. How many times have some of y'all saw something and said, "Why does it feel like I was supposed to write this? It's not exactly right either. Somebody didn't do that good with this." It's like, why do I know that I was supposed to write this? You people would think you're crazy if you said that, like you were coming from narcissism or arrogance. But the energy don't lie. The spirit always knows. The truth is in your spirit. So you know what you know. The way you have this is going, it'll be kind of like for me. I had to literally get into. Now this is how you block them. The people that took your destiny, the entities gave your destiny to, 9 times out of 10, they don't have the same south node or rising sign as you. Okay? So that's why the entities, they couldn't access it like you. Your rising sign, I tell everybody in and your rising sign and your moon and your fortune is normally different than theirs. So they might have the same north node, but they don't have the other things the same. See? So basically, for example, they might be a writer just like you, but they wasn't supposed to write what you wrote. You see what I'm saying? Um, that's like so basically, when the entities take from you, they're trying to find somebody that's in the same field as you, but they want that person to do what you're supposed to do. Like if you play basketball, there's a 3-pointer, and then there's a, hooper. But they like make that person the hooper, even though you're supposed to be the hooper. It's that type of stuff, okay, going on. You have to use the power of your rising sign, okay, and because they might have the same south node as you, so that's why people are falling for it, thinking that they're the real with it. So like normally though the moon is they can still be born under a different moon or different rising, but normally one of those is very different. Okay, they might have like a Scorpio. Let's say they might have a Scorpio sun and you got a Scorpio north. So they stepping into your north when it's only their sun. That type of stuff is going on a lot. It's going on a lot. So it's not their destiny, but because they feel happy when they do it, people think it's their destiny. Because they're in the entertainment building in the business in the sun and glowing when they do it, people think it's their destiny. They think it's the real. But they don't have natural access to it because it's not their north. You understand what I'm saying? So what you have to do is you have to use your rising sign as protection. You have to use your rising sign and your moon to hide your destiny. So let's say, for example, if you're a Sagittarius rising sign, if we're going to get into the cosmos, the astrology, all that zodiac, then you would have to make sure that you're on the move. You travel when you do it. If you're not, then your defenses is down. If you're just sitting in the house and doing it, sitting all day in the same place, horses don't like that. So you're vulnerable. So like for me, my rising sign is air. So if I do wind chimes, or if I burn white candles, if I burn sage, it's real powerful for me to kick them out their energy. I can kick these entities out quick when I burn me some frankincense. I noticed that when I create things and I got frankincense and sage going, the ideas don't get stolen. It's like my superpower, my super magic. But it's different for everybody. So like for me, when I speak in my mind to block them, it works. When I use sounds on YouTube to warp and distort the imagery fraction, it works. It may not work for you like that because it's not your rising. Okay? So you might want to try it that way. But I highly recommend that if you had anything, if you feel like your destiny has been taken where you're at and you keep being depressed in that area, you need to go create somewhere else. This is why Stephen King doesn't create at home. He probably knows that some forces might take his ideas and give it to his wife, because his wife is a writer too. So basically, he's keeping his wife from getting his ideas. That was happening to Ted Hoog and Sylvia Plath. Whenever Ted Hoogs would be around Sylvia, the entities was giving Ted Hoogs her destiny. When they broke up, all her ideas was able to come through, and he actually wasn't writing anymore. He actually started getting blocked like he was supposed to be. And she ended up writing her Pulitzer Prize winning book. So you might need to just jump ship. If you're a writer and your destiny is connected to writing, you're better off doing it at the library. I mean, you have all those books around you, all the different words floating in the cosmos around you. It's very hard for them to get to pick up your thoughts and to pick up your ideas when all those voices is all around you at the library. This is why I think some of the most best work has been written at the library or has been written in a cabin. This is why I decided to move all my writing stuff upstairs to my wooden room. This room is a very wooden room, wood panel room. I noticed that I'm more psychically powerful in here because the entities downstairs are unable to leech off my energy. Like, I noticed that only time I feel like my destiny's not being stolen when I'm downstairs is when I have sage burning at the same time. You can feel when they're taking some of your destiny because you'll feel like your crown chakra will feel like it's sitting lower in your head. Like somebody just blew smoke on it. A lot of people love to say brain fog or concussion. But that could also be the feeling that somebody took some of the life force, because destiny is life force. Someone took your life force. And that's why that crown chakra feel like it's sitting so low, or your third eye feels exhausted. Like that is a number one sign that somebody is trying to take my destiny, was when my third eye feels drained, like it's been raped. I can literally feel it. Um, I can actually help people to know what the sensation is with in your third eye when you when your destiny is being taken and when it's not. And but there's always a switch, a swap. When they take your information in Destiny Life Force, it's a trade. They still gotta block you. They still want to block you, so they suck the life force out the person who's taken from you, and they give it to you. And that's why you're like, why am I feeling like this? I'm feeling what you're feeling, what the thief was feeling before they got your destiny. I've had some tarot card readers take some of my destiny, try to take my destiny, acting like me, trying to imitate me, and I can feel my third eye sitting low in my head. I'm going to tell you something. If you don't want to risk your destiny, run like hell from those tarots that you see everybody's doing. Okay? Most of the tarot readers out here, they're just all about money. So they really don't care if they're taking your destiny. They don't care. So they might see. A lot of people that took my destiny when I found out they had the same sun sign as me, but they didn't have the same north. They didn't have the same north or same fortune. They wanted the popularity that I had, and they didn't want to be in their own north. So they tried to act like my north. Your north is a part of your personality. Personality is critical for your success. So the people who are struggling to get success, they're not being authentic to their natural nature. Okay? They're not being authentic. They want your nature. And if they can't have your nature, then they'll try to get your content, whatever you're creating. And then they'll just match their nature to the content. See how wicked that is? They'll say, well, I got your content. All I got to do is shape shift my personality, and then people will believe that I'm you. It's really demonic. You know, I got to a point where I just try to, I like to pretend like I don't have no destiny. Like I don't have nothing coming. I like to pretend like I don't really have nothing powerful abundant I'm sitting on. Because one thing will start to happen when you start to be in that energy like you do, and you're in that energy too much, the entities will recruit more and more and more and more people to take your destiny. Look, they don't care who takes your destiny. They just want somebody to take it. None of these people that take your destiny is special to these demons. They just want somebody to take it. And sometimes it's actually an earthbound spirit that's in your family doing it. And I tell people that sometimes it's an earthbound spirit who's jealous of you, who don't want you to fulfill a destiny that they wish they had, and they're working with these entities to steal your destiny from you. This is why I don't talk to my ancestors and family members on the other side anymore. I don't say family members or mom or dad help me out. I don't say that no more. Because older people on the other side, this earthbound spirit, they might think they know what's best for you. And they might say, no, I don't think you should do this. I don't think you should have that. They might have a different lifestyle belief system where they believe that what you're pursuing, you shouldn't be pursuing. So they intervene and give your destiny to somebody else, or they pass it on to Send it into the cosmos, the script of it, so the entities can just grab it up. This is why you're not allowed to talk to the walking dead. You're not allowed to talk to earthbound spirits. It doesn't matter if they're your family members. Their consciousness, it shouldn't be participating in our life, our living life, unless they are adding to it. But some of them think they're going to improve it according to the life they lived, and they don't realize that they're interference. I didn't start to feel my destiny being taken from the other side until certain people died in my family. So I know it. I know they're a part of it. I know they're a part of it. It wasn't until about 2019 that I started to feel this unexplainable force taking my destiny. I'm sorry, it was 2015 I started to feel it. And at that time, my family members were dying left and right, starting to die one after another. So it's them on the other side making it easy for these entities to take my destiny. But do you know there are certain rooms that are so protected in your home, according to where it's sitting on the earth's axis, that the earthbound spirits, they can't seem to intervene in that room, and neither can the demons. They can only kind of watch from the doorway. You may be actually inside of a light portal. That room may actually be all portal for the angels. So that's why they can't come in here and access your destiny. Portals aren't always a corner of your room. Portal can be an actual side of your house or an actual room. So there's light portals and dark portals. I know that the room I'm in right now is it's more of a light portal. It's more of a bright portal. I know this because the abilities I'm able to use in this room, I can use my rising sign much better in this room, which means this room is vibrating and brighter. This room is more connected to the Michael's energy and Gabriel's energy in here. And now my downstairs, there's a dark portal behind the light portal, and I can't stand that, because if I just take about 5 steps back, I'm about to enter the dark portal. So basically, if I sit in that one spot, I may be closer to the light portal, but the dark portal is looking over my shoulders. See what I'm saying? The entities are able to watch me from behind. But the only way that I can blind them is to sage it. Sage that area. I don't want to keep doing that. So I decided to just move my space. Move my workspace. You can actually go through your house and go through your home and walk the grid of the 2 homes that may be beside you, and assess the energy. Usually you can figure it out first thing in the morning. So if you go further into a room and it feels more clear, more brighter, then you're walking in a more protected space. But you still need to sense where the entities would be at, so that you're not so easily accessible. I find having a window in your west or south access protection, because the light and the sounds from the windows, it starts to bother them. You know, the bright sounds, the outdoor sounds, the sunlight coming through, it's like irritating them. So when you set up your desk should have, try to have the window in your east or your west, and try to have very little room behind you in your south or west. That way, um, they can't be so comfortable looking over your shoulder. I also feel like a cold room is protection. When I really protected my destiny on this channel, I was spraying this room down with cold jasmine and lotus water, lotus bloom. I was literally spraying this down from head to toe every single day with the cold water. So they don't like cold water. It's like acid, because they're sweaty and hot and steaming. And when you put the cold on them, it kind of neutralizes them. So it's kind of like you're oppressing their energy, the entity's energy. Now, sometimes they'll get even and attack you for doing that. They literally hate that. But, you know, it's the fight is the fight. When I went through my old house and I was spraying the room with cold holy water, they got pretty pissed off because I pushed them all the way to the closet. They couldn't come. They were forced and stuck near the closet, and so they couldn't get enough close to me to step into my energy field. So they started saying stuff out loud, thinking that was going to scare me, and it didn't work. You can go to the church, and I would actually, during fasting, when you're fasting, say a holy prayer over sea salt water, and then turn the temperature down, and let the room be ice cold, cold as you can get it, or turn the AC up real high. If you ever notice you don't have too many bad dreams when your room is real cold, you ever notice that? Because you know, heat and fire, intense heat, is the devil's playground. So allow yourself to not be so in alignment with their body temperature. You gotta also try to keep your body temperature under theirs. You know, you can accidentally, energetically get in alignment with them. You may not be thinking that way like them, the entities. You may not be wicked, but the heat, okay? Your heat is attracting them. Just like when you're ovulating, you have to set up extra protection. This is why back in Egypt, whenever a woman was ovulating, they saw that as a very special time. Even in the spiritual communities in ancient times, they would separate a lot of people from the ovulating women. And they would get special treatment and special protection and special prayers. If you want to know when the death is happening a lot, it's when you feel like you want to release. That's when the theft will start to get when the entities will want to steal from you. Right before you're ready to have a release. Right, like, you know, sexually or with ovaries. Or when you're about to eat some eggs. The people who's getting stolen from a lot are egg eaters. I remember I didn't really get many ideas stolen from me when I wasn't eating eggs. When I started eating the egg diet, eggs daily, I started getting more spiritual attacks. All right, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all later. If y'all enjoyed the video, feel free to let me know. I know some of y'all say you like your TV on when you're creating. The best thing to do when your TV is on, when you're creating, is you need something that has the sound of the ocean. Okay? The sound of the ocean or birds and wind chimes. It makes it hard for them to connect with your frequency. So, or you need a piano playing. That's why a lot of empresses or wealthy people in the old days, when they were doing creative energy, they had classical music playing. And they pretty much never really created around dishes. They had a specific room for that. You know, they always say never conjure where you create. Conjure means also meditation. I know people think that that's not conjuring, but it still can be trying to connect with God. So you might accidentally conjure. So remove your meditation space separate from your creative space. So I say meditate outside and then go home to create. So when you're done creating and you want to meditate, go outside. Go for a walk around the block or go sit in the park and meditate. Don't sit in your car unless you got the windows aimed away from you. Close the rear view mirrors and take the overhead mirror and turn it away from you when you're meditating in your car. People be forgetting about that and then they say my ideas got stolen. So go and don't meditate around other people meditating. Some people will try to match your frequency if they feel like you're higher vibration, and then they'll try and then it's like they're knocking on the door of the entities, and the entities will give them what you were supposed to get. So don't meditate in coffee shops. Don't go to meditation groups. Don't join meditation circles. There's always a witch in that group trying to hack somebody's frequency. Meditation is like taking a shower. It's sacred and it's personal. And it's a one-on-one thing. So meditate by yourself somewhere that no one knows that you go. I had a guy stand at the top of the hill today and watch me. Don't you know, when I got done with my walk, he walked the same way I did, yet it wasn't even on a walking trail. I went off the trail and I created my own personal walk. And this dude watched me do it, and then he proceeded to literally walk at the same speed as I was walking and in my footsteps. I watched him do it, and I said, these witches and warlocks is something else. So, I said, you know what, it's just ridiculous. Your meditation should be something nobody knows you're going to do, when you're going to do it, or where you're going to do it. No one, not even your family. Find some spot somewhere that no one who knows you know that you go. You haven't videotaped it. You have not taken no pictures of it. Don't even take no pictures of it. And you go to that spot. If you're not sure what the spot is, your dreams will often tell you or hint where your meditation should be at. Your dreams will have objects and synchronicities in there that will tell you where you need to go to talk to God. Okay? So, right when you see random objects and random things in your dreams, that's your way of connecting with God, even when you're woke. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to send donations, you can send donations to my Cash App. Also, if you want to kick them out your energy and you feel that deep depression, that's a red flag. Somebody's in your destiny. One thing how you kick them out is you overflood yourself with the happy hormone. The longer you stay depressed about someone stealing your destiny, the easier it is for them to take it. So you need to raise the fireworks in you. See, the destiny thieves, they're not excited about your destiny. They just was told that at that time it will be successful. They just want the success. They're not getting emotional fulfillment out of it. But if you go firework energy when you are thinking and feeling of it, it's almost like you're stealing your own show back. Like you're one upping them in your own, energetically in your own destiny. So then basically you make it difficult for them to continue on with your destiny. It becomes like a struggle energy for them. Because they would be the understudy, and you would come off as the leading character that you are. One way you steal your destiny back is to actually do what you were going to do, but change the nature of it. But decode it is still the same thing. That's a wonderful way to steal it back. And they really can't argue with you about it, because you have the right to tear something up and make it new. But using what they did, So that's something to think about. So if you came up with an invention, you say the entity stole this from me and gave it to somebody else. Find a way to tear it up and make it new. Tear it up in some way and make it new, and patent it. I think that we need to, when you have a really good idea, you need to hurry up and get a very rough draft prototype of it done, and hurry up and get it patent immediately. Because I really think that within 30 days, if you don't, you slip up, you release the echo of it, and then it starts to travel to a thief. All right, bye everybody. Thanks for listening. Have a wonderful weekend, y'all. Bye. If you'd like to send donations, you can send donations to my Cash App at @Coach V Hunter.